following show is for entertainment purposes only and does not necessarily reflect the opinions of Empire Media LLC, its subsidiaries, affiliates, sponsors, and advertisers. Hey everybody, welcome to the Majors Live, episode 294 here on TMSNX Radio, themajors.net. I am Adam Hernandez with you on, what are we on? YouTube?
Yes.
Facebook Live?
Mixler?
Periscope. Did I say YouTube already?
Yes, that was the first one.
Did I say Facebook Live?
Twice now.
Yeah.
Periscope.
Twice. What we need to do, we need to get a list just put on the side of your monitor, just laminate right there so you can just see it.
With all the different channel names, because they're not all named the same thing.
It gets kind of confusing, okay? Sorry. Anyways. I see, at this point right now, I'm hoping that I have everything that I need to be doing going.
You are mixing audio, mixing video, and talking all at the same time.
Yes.
It's impressive.
It's very tough. Thank you, Shawn.
No, I'm proud of you. I really am.
Thank you. I do very, very much appreciate.
You know, you're here every week, you know, like unlike Dorf, who wasn't here last week.
Dude,
Aww.
that is the first show I've missed in like a year.
I know, I've missed so many shows.
Captain Half-Timer.
I know.
Yeah,
I take one day.
You see what happened when you took one day off? We were struggling just to get going.
You know, Shawn is the
One
king.
day.
Shawn is the king. How many times have we been sitting there, Dorf, and we get a text from Shawn to
20 minutes before we're supposed to go.
Hey guys, I don't think I'm going to be able to make it this week.
So many
Something
times.
work, something work, baseball.
That's true. That's very true.
I've got baseball, or I've got work, or
I have not missed the show for baseball in over probably 2 years.
Coaching.
No, you
Okay, coaching.
Yeah, coaching.
That's different.
No, it's not.
That's different.
It's still an absence.
That's a little different.
Sean, you're going to need to come into Adam's office and talk about your absenteeism.
Hold on. Hey, Shawn, do you get paid for doing this?
Yes.
Why am I going to get paid for this?
I get paid with your love, man. Come on, you should know this.
Okay. Do you get paid for doing this?
No.
Do you get paid for coaching baseball?
This past year I didn't.
Well.
Decisions.
Yep, decisions.
I
We see where your loyalties lie.
I know.
I'm gonna kill you, Shawn.
You do not have a large
Are you
enough
gonna,
yard to bury his body.
Are you gonna old yeller me?
Oh God.
We are in a garage. We can take you out back and
That's what
put
I'm
you down.
saying.
There is room back.
I know there's that like 4 foot like gap right there.
Except you know what? There's
like 6 houses that can see it happen.
and there's a bunch of little kids back there too.
You can just be like, hey kids, you guys want to play a game?
Don't tell your parents about the body I'm
Let's see who
burying
can dig the whole 6 feet quickest.
Dorf could sit there and wear the what was it, the saw mask. Hey kids, you want to play a game?
Oh gosh,
We are morbid.
Or you can wear, or you know, you're very good at doing the Bane voice. You
Yeah,
can sit
there you
there and
go.
do the Bane voice, and I could wear the
Oh, I know a
the
guy
saw
that has
mask.
one of like a photorealistic Bane mask.
why haven't we seen this yet?
Because he doesn't live nearby.
I don't mean anything.
I'll have to ask him to send
There's
it
a
to me.
thing called FedEx.
We prefer UPS at this
Okay,
institution.
sorry.
You know what? We're patriotic. It is 4th of July weekend. How about you use the United States Postal Service?
No, they take too long.
Yeah,
Not convenient.
yeah, that's not even close.
To quote President Trump, sounds good, doesn't work.
Is that what he said?
Yeah, that was a line from his first debate against Hillary Clinton. Sounds good, doesn't work.
Wait, about the U.S. Postal Service?
No, not about the Postal Service. I forget what it was about, but it's now become sounds good, doesn't work, is now just this wonderful meme used for a bunch of different stuff.
Oh, I was going to say, if that was...
It's a picture of Trump on the podium with, the classic hand flip. flipped up, doing this. Right here. Get me on camera. Sounds good, doesn't work.
Well, I was gonna say if he actually said something like that, then I would gain a little bit more respect for him.
The post office?
Yeah.
About the post office? Yeah. Sounds good, doesn't work.
I know. Did you hear what
You are fake news.
Did you hear what he said about Camp David?
No, what
He said it's like a rustic shithole. Why would anybody want to go there?
Basically, he said, yeah, it's a nice place. You'll enjoy it for about 30 minutes.
Jeez.
Which I can get on board with him about that.
I don't think he's wrong.
Everything else.
We're all about eliminating waste, fraud, and abuse. We're going to sell Camp David for $7, and it'll use it for deficit reduction.
I think it was Jimmy Carter.
Kind of said the same thing.
Yeah, I think he almost sold it. I think it was Jimmy Carter that almost sold it.
Yeah, and it was probably told political messaging, disrespecting the guys that came before you. You probably shouldn't do that.
But then,
I'm sure that was probably the gist of the.
But then Reagan and the Bushes, I think.
The Bushes used the shit out of it.
So did Reagan. Reagan used the shit out of it too, and then they ended up keeping it. So, whatever. I don't
Well, at the same time, you look at the Bushes are from.
Texas.
They appreciate the rustic because they're from, the middle of nowhere in Texas.
And Reagan liked to ride horses and stuff on it.
Yeah, and at the same time, you look at, the Donald, he's definitely a suburban boy.
He's got all those other places, too.
I prefer mine 60 stories tall with a penthouse.
Or with 18 holes of golf.
18 holes of golf.
I think there's 9 holes of golf on Camp David.
Oh, there's actually golf there?
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yep.
The championship level golf.
Golfing, swimming, horseback riding. Nothing that I like to do.
The Obamas didn't use it much, did they?
I don't think so. I think they used it a couple of times. Obama had his...
Did he have a couple,
he had a party there or something
Obama
like that,
had that beer summit there.
No, that was in the Rose Garden.
No, it wasn't. It was at Camp David.
Yeah, it was at Camp David.
I swear that was at the Rose
No,
Garden.
it was at Camp David, I think.
I'm going to fact check you on that.
Okay, fact check me. I might be wrong, but I'm going to go ahead and say
I swear.
I'm going to go ahead and say it was. I'm going to go ahead and say it was the. It was Camp David.
White House Rose Garden.
Oh, was it the Rose Garden? That's kind of even better. Would you go to the beer summit at the Rose Garden?
Yes.
In this case, no, because I wouldn't want to be used as a political pawn.
Well, I'm talking because Trump wouldn't do it.
No. Would I take the chance to have a beer with any president? Probably.
Yeah, I think it'd be fun. I wouldn't do it with Trump.
If that was your only chance in your entire life to do that, you're telling me you wouldn't grin and bear it for a half an hour just to
with
say
Trump?
No.
Yeah.
Fuck
no.
Okay.
Absolutely not.
I know this. I know this is about you, and you're to call him you not being Donald Trump's biggest fan is an understatement.
I would do it with. I would go to George W. Bush's.
Okay.
Oh heck yeah!
I have enough respect for him. Yeah, at least I respected the office when
he occupied it.
Yeah, when he occupied it. Yes.
Okay.
I do not respect a guy like Donald Trump. I would not. I would not do it. No, not at all. Sorry.
No.
Anyways.
Ooh, I know it's an unrelated. I should read the whole Kellyanne Conway, or not Kellyanne Conway, the Morning Joe tweets with the main voice. That'd be made for great radio. Just not on a sports show.
Anyways, what do we have going tonight? We've got, we're going to get to some headlines. Our fan question this week, as it stands, who's the biggest threat to the Warriors in the NBA right now? Oh, excuse me. Right now. Let's see, we're going to get into a little Penn State stuff, because I loved what happened the other day. It was great. I loved it. Joe Paterno's family dropped in the lawsuit against the NCAA. We're going to get to stupid shit of the week revolving around David Price, but first...
Is he our first two-timer stupid shit of the week? David Price? Since we introduced that segment a while back?
Was he the other? Was he the
we had him. Yeah, we had him probably about a month ago or something like that.
Yeah, like a month or 6 weeks ago. I could look back through the rundowns.
It might.
But I think he might be our only two-time winner.
It might be. Huh. Well, congratulations, David Price. Maybe we should give him a trophy or something.
We should send him a
We
trophy.
should send him a T-shirt that I'm the only two-time winner of.
I don't know. He might try and come beat us up or something. But I do want to start off.
Probably call this fake news.
Yeah, we're going to go ahead and start off with some headlines this week. Dodgers have plenty of options as the trade deadline approaches. This comes from the LA Times. A lot of this was focusing on Justin Verlander, which I know we're pretty privy to here in Detroit, since he is one of our starting pitchers here with the Detroit Tigers. But, Dodgers obviously looking for pitching. Garrett Cole is another one of them that they could be looking at. Obviously, Justin Verlander, Sonny Gray is a possibility. Something all of these pitchers have in common is they're all not doing very good this year. So the Dodgers have plenty of options, but they may not have the best options at their disposal this year. LeBron James comes from the New York Post, is sitting on his hands as the Warriors get scarier. Who did they just sign today?
Kyle Korver. $22 million deal.
No. Warriors didn't sign.
Oh, the Warriors.
No, I'm talking about the Cavs.
The Cavs, yeah.
Cavs re-signed Kyle Korver, but Iguodala's back with the Warriors.
Iguodala's back with the Warriors. But
Livingston's back the other day, too.
LeBron James also said, too, he's not going to be actively recruiting people this offseason.
So he's not doing his job as the GM.
He is Airfinger's fake quote tool.
So then should he get his contract demoted? He's going to lose money. He's not doing his job.
Well, you talking about
They currently do not have a general manager.
I know.
That is true. They don't, which is stupid. I can't believe
Fired the guy after. Oh, you've been on the job 3 years, 3 state titles appearances. Oh, you ran into arguably the greatest team in three centuries. Damn, sorry. You happened to beat him one time.
And you're Cleveland too.
Yeah,
you're Cleveland, and you got a championship.
It is Believeland. Get it right.
Oh my god, that is so annoying too. I cannot stand those fucking T-shirts.
You can't blame the Indians for that. That was theirs.
Yeah,
that was their thing.
Well, you know what? Go fuck off, Cleveland. That's all I have to say. Fuck off.
You could totally slide into the Lake Erie, and Adam wouldn't cry about it.
Yeah, and I don't care if this is a national, focused show. Fuck off, Cleveland. That's all I have to say. That's.
And if you want some easy entertainment at Cleveland's expense, just YouTube. It's an old classic. They hastily made Cleveland tourism video.
Mm-hmm.
There's a couple of them.
But then they take a shot at Detroit in the end, which I don't want.
But at least we're not Detroit.
Yeah, fuck off.
Detroit.
Fuck you too. Not you, Dorf. Them.
No, not Dorf. F you too.
Come on down to Cleveland town, everyone. Come and look at both of our buildings.
Am I watching the Drew Carey show?
No, that was the video. That was.
I know.
No, you don't. You've never seen it.
Hey, you need to calm down.
Have you actually seen the
seen it.
hastily made Cleveland tourism video?
I think you showed me.
I think I have.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure you showed me a while ago.
Sounds good. Doesn't work.
Via ESPN, Carey Price reaches an 8-year agreement with the Canadians. What was it? Over
$84 million.
$84 million. So that's
10 and a quarter a year.
Yeah, 10 and a quarter a year, average annual value. So, again, I Carey Price, good goaltender. What has he done for you in the playoffs, though?
He's fake news.
I think Mark Bergevin is doing a terrible job with that team.
Sad.
Serge Ibaka returning to the Raptors, and Kyle Lowry is coming back.
Yep, he just signed today.
Just signed. So
300 for Lowry, 365 for Ibaka,
and that came via Yahoo Sports. So good for Toronto.
Mm-hmm.
I'm glad that
keeping the band together.
Well, they kept the guys that are worth keeping around.
Yes.
You know what?
Absolutely.
I'm cool with that. If obviously they need to go in and add some other pieces, but I don't know. Who knows? Here we go. Lead off tonight, the death of boxing or combat sports in general. I don't know if anybody watched the Manny Pacquiao Jeff Horn fight last night. First of all, people, it was on ESPN.
Yeah.
It wasn't on Showtime.
No, it was on HBO.
It wasn't on
pay-per-view.
It wasn't on HBO. Yeah, it was.
The amount of time, people I saw on Facebook and Twitter were all excited that it's on ESPN. I was kind of laughing about it.
No, that's a good indication that that's bad news.
Mm-hmm.
If it's on ESPN,
You can't get people to pay for it. That's pretty bad news.
No, that's true.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's bad news. Nobody cares enough. The promoters don't think that anybody cares enough to go ahead and
$65 to $100.
Yeah.
And the pay-per-view networks like HBO or Showtime don't care enough to put this on pay-per-view. And first of all, let's preface this by just going over this quote-unquote upset that happened last night when all three judges voted.
It was a unanimous decision.
Yeah, it was a unanimous decision in favor of Jeff Horn. Now, this took place in Australia. Jeff Horn is Australian. You know how many more punches Manny Pacquiao landed over Jeff Horn?
I would say 10.
Didn't watch.
10 more?
Yeah.
Sounds good. Doesn't work. I don't know. I didn't watch.
Do you have anything else?
No.
Just take a wild guess. How many more punches do you think Manny Pacquiao landed then?
I'm going to say he didn't.
He didn't land any more punches then?
If you're asking the question, I got to rework that. If you're asking the question, I'm assuming it was lopsided the other way. I'll go 35.
90.
Holy shit.
Manny Pacquiao landed 90 more punches than Jeff Horn did. Now, granted,
Was there a large disparity in knockdowns?
well, let me just say this. The referee after the 9th round, well, actually during the 9th round, well, actually it was after the 9th round, getting ready to go into the 10th, went up to Jeff Horn's corner and said, "Look, if you get into trouble again like you did, I'm going to stop this fight." And Jeff Horn still ended up winning in the very end. The
Boxing has always been corrupt, though, and are we really surprised?
yes, what happened in this? I mean, just it was.
Is this like Chicago Black Sox stuff bad?
I don't know what to make of this. I really don't, because it's. If any, you can't dominate. You can't dominate this match. You can't dominate this bout any more, other than knocking the guy out, than what Manny Pacquiao did last night.
Yeah.
I mean, you know what?
He had 90 more punches.
Jeff Horn did win a few of those rounds. He did, and Jeff Horn was very aggressive in there. Jeff Horn was throwing more punches, but that doesn't mean shit. When
if you didn't land them, yeah.
Yes, exactly.
You got to land them.
And you know what? Because I think Jeff Horn threw over 600 punches, and Manny Pacquiao, if I can remember correctly, I'm sorry, I'm not sure if I remember this correctly, threw obviously it was like close to 500 or something. So Jeff Horn threw over. It was certainly over 100 more punches than Manny Pacquiao did. Obviously, he didn't land all of them because Manny Pacquiao landed 90 more than he did.
So here I have the punching stats.
Okay, go ahead.
Okay. Pacquiao threw 573, landed 182, which is good for 32%. Out of those, 193 jabs thrown, 59 landed. 380 power punches thrown, 123 landed. That's for Pacquiao. Horn threw 625, landed 92. 92.
It's a good percentage.
10% of his jabs at 19 for 197, and only 17% of power punches at 73 for 428. Huh?
And Jeff Horn still won this fight.
Manny Pacquiao outlanded Jeff Horn in 11 of 12 rounds. Wow.
Yeah. It's I really don't know. Again, and everybody was shocked. Everybody was shocked over this, and you know what? This is a bad.
It's a bad look.
It's an extremely bad look for boxing in general. Because let's be frank here, boxing wasn't in a good spot prior to this.
It hasn't been for a while.
No. I mean, boxing. Look, they're starving. They're starving right now for stars.
It's dying.
Guys that they can market, the sport around. Manny Pacquiao, look, this could have been a very, very good night for boxing. Last night, that is, because you have an aging star like Manny Pacquiao.
Mm-hmm.
He doesn't have many more fights left.
Maybe one of his last 5.
Yes, this. You know what? He's on his way out. Floyd Mayweather, for all intents and purposes,
is done.
Should be out. I mean, he's coming out of retirement.
If you weren't about to give him $500,000 to fight Conor McGregor, I think he would be done.
Do you think that really is? That shows just that dumb fight right there.
Sorry, $500 million, not $500,000.
McGregor and Floyd to boost up obviously the boxing life, but I think it's just making it more of a joke than it is now.
The only reason it's happening is because people are dumb enough to spend What's the total fight purse going to be? $750 million.
It's going to be a ridiculous amount. I don't have the numbers in front of me, but it's
Floyd is going to get $500 million to show up
for sure.
Yeah,
$500 million to show up, and McGregor will probably get $200 million to show up.
Yeah, it's
and
going.
Then the winner will take another $500 million.
It's going to be ridiculous, and this is what it's come down to. No, this is a perfect example because
and you know what? Honestly, I think Conor McGregor is done with fight sports immediately following this fight.
But this
for sure.
But this just highlights the position right now that boxing is in because they have to go
outside the box to do something new.
They have to go outside the box and they have to go and get a gimmick fight like this in order to attract people to watch the sport.
Yeah.
Now, yes, this is going to get the casual combat sports fan to tune in and see what happens with this. But after this is done,
you'll get the crossover crowd from the MMA who've never watched boxing.
After this is done, after that fight in late August is done, they're going to have nothing to go to. And when you transition this back to what happened last night, what is the caveat here? What is the hook that gets a boxing or new boxing fans into the sport when you have shit like that happen last night where
you're not going to
when you're sitting here watching a guy like Manny Pacquiao dominate this fight and then end up not winning in the very end. What does that do for the sport? I'll tell you what it does. It kills the sport.
Yeah.
It kills a sport it kills a sport that's already arguably dead to begin with. And you go back, you know what? It was 30 years ago when boxing had guys like Mike Tyson and Riddick Bowe and Evander Holyfield.
It's a dying breed, and it sucks.
George Foreman.
And George Foreman at the end of his career. When you had guys out there like that you could market the sport around, and it was fun, and you didn't think you were going to be ripped off if you sat there and you ordered a pay-per-view.
You just don't see boxing the way it is. Like for all those guys you just said, there's nobody even been close to that type of boxing in years.
The shitty thing that you got was a guy like Peter McNeely going up against Mike Tyson, and then Mike Tyson sitting there and knocking him out within the first 30 seconds of the fight. And it's nowadays it's garbage. You don't have guys to market this around, and the little guys that you do have to market it around, like Manny Pacquiao, you sit there and you fuck them over. That's not how you grow a sport. And you know what? Combat sports in general may end up running this problem too. Dana White just slammed a UFC referee last week.
For being an incompetent boob.
Yeah, for going and stopping a fight early when this guy wasn't tapping. And this was in the first round. Now, this wasn't a big pay-per-view or anything like that, but he stopped.
It's just UFC Fight Night.
Yes, it was UFC Fight Night. I think it was last weekend, if I remember correctly. If I remember correctly. But he stopped the fight when the guy wasn't tapping. Look, the referees are when it comes to something like that, he had a rear naked chokehold on him. It's not that hard. If the guy is starting to go unconscious, or something starts to dislocate, or he's tapping out, that's when you're supposed to stop the fight. Not when he sits there. He just gets him in the rear naked choke, and you're going towards the end of the first round. He stops the fight. He stops the fight. Again, that's something that's going to kill viewership too. Nobody's going to want to pay for a fight where they think the referee's going to fuck it up, especially in the main event. I'm sorry, Dorf,
in the grand scheme of things, that incident of Fight Night was relatively unimportant.
Yes.
But at the same time, the last, let's call it 5 super fights, for lack of a better term, have all been duds. They've all been duds. The UFC's lacking the clear star now. Ronda Rousey rose to prominence and has been, a non-factor for going on 2 years.
Yeah.
You look at the lady who dethroned her.
Holly Holmes.
Holly Holmes. She lost 3 in a row after that.
Yep.
McGregor's been out for a while because, you know what, he's a boxer now.
Well, that's what his focus is on.
That's what
your heavyweight division's been a joke.
Well, the thing is, for boxing nowadays, since what we said about the examples that Adam gave us, that was heavyweight boxing back then, and then the lightweight boxing back then is now the heavyweight boxing now. Like how tiny they are. There's no.
Oh, yeah.
It's just you just how it just flip flop like that, and there's no like big like guys like Mike Tyson, for example, going out and his
drug test,
yeah.
steroid testing's gotten better.
But it's just not the same, you know. I'm like,
no, you're right. You're right, Shawn. No, it's a good point. It's not the same.
No.
And again, you know what? UFC is in a better spot. MMA is in a better spot right now than boxing
Because
is.
if you look at it, MMA's got essentially like 3 healthy leagues.
They've got Bellator, they've got UFC, and what's the other one?
WXC or whatever.
Something like that.
Street Cage Fighting.
But yeah, and plus UFC's got George St. Pierre coming back. They still have Diaz. They've got their guys to still market.
If John Jones can stop doing cocaine, he's still a marketable
they've got their guys to still market the sport around. But boxing doesn't have that, and boxing may never
have that again.
Yeah, because right now boxing certainly does have a credibility problem. They have a big credibility problem, and it's unfortunate, and it's sad. Because you look at some of the greats in this sport, and we talk. You know what? This is something that we talked about a while ago, maybe several months ago, maybe last summer actually. I think it was when Muhammad Ali died.
Yeah.
But when you look at the sport of boxing, and you look at sports in general, boxing was one of the only ones where you can go. And you can look at one particular person in that sport and say, you know what? That guy right there was the best that sport has ever seen. And in boxing, it is Muhammad Ali without question.
Oh, no doubt about it.
Without question. You know what? Floyd Mayweather may be number 2, but Muhammad Ali was number 1.
Floyd Mayweather has the record.
He has the record.
Discussion,
yeah.
But the eye test is just there's nothing spectacular.
He's
a perfect tactical, play the game fighter.
You know what else he doesn't have? He doesn't
have the highlight tape.
He doesn't have the competition too.
Yeah, he hasn't had any competition.
When you look at the competition that a guy like Muhammad Ali had during his heyday, and you know that was all before our time. So I know it's kind of weird for some people who may be listening and seeing us talk about a guy like Muhammad Ali.
Yeah. We never saw a fight.
We never saw a fight.
But the talent that was back then compared to what it is now, it's totally different.
It's a totally different different league. It's not the same. It's not parallel. You can't do it. But there's other sports. I think in basketball right now, I still think you could say Michael Jordan was the best to ever set foot on the court. Now, LeBron James is going to make a good argument when it's all said and done. I don't care about championships or anything like that because LeBron James has a few. Yeah. And you know what? It was a different era of the NBA and everything, but that's an argument for a different day. But that just highlights.
Guess what? The quality of the players in the NBA is so much better now overall than it was
what they
during
were.
the Jordan era.
Yes. Good point, Dorf. But again, though, you that's what makes all of this so sad. Just the fall of boxing altogether, and it's kind of funny because you look at great institutions in this country that ended up just going away. Boxing was a great institution in this country that may eventually disappear,
and it sucks.
It does because boxing was a great sport. Anyways, do you guys have anything else you want to add to this?
Not on this subject.
All right. Anyways, bitches and badasses. I keep on meaning to get something up, music wise, but I don't.
You always forget. Just pick one.
Just pick one. Tenacious Beat. Here we go. There we go.
Not a bad badass one.
I could deal. Okay, badasses. Dorf, go ahead.
All right, my badass this week is going to be the NBA Players Association. Why do I say that? Getting relatively average players more than the highest paid players on average annual value than every other major sport. You're looking at a guy like Otto Porter. A guy that averaged 13 and 6 last year. It has been relatively over his NBA career, $100 million guaranteed.
$100 million
Guaranteed. For a guy that averages 13-6 and was the third option on his team. A number 3 option in the NBA is getting $100 million.
Hey, that's what happens, man.
The only other position that can rival that average annual value, starting pitcher and quarterback.
Are we heading for another lockout here?
Absolutely. But you know what? Players Association, more power to you. You're getting you guys paid.
Shawnee Poo.
I'm actually going to go with the Los Angeles Dodgers. They have been on a tear lately. You know, they found, what they've gotten with Corey Bellinger has been phenomenal. And then you could say the same thing with Alex Wood on the pitching staff, who is 9-0 with a 1.83 ERA, who's just been phenomenal. Obviously, they saw the talent with, Atlanta. And then,
not a bad job on their part also snapping Chris Taylor out of obscurity.
Right, exactly. So that's what I'm saying. And then, having Clayton Kershaw, who's having a Cy Young year right now, who's been phenomenal, and pretty much they're all the same age, and they're going to go out and buy this offseason. I mean, not offseason, but before the trade deadline.
Shawn, say Atlanta one more time for me.
Atlanta?
One more time.
There's no end there.
Atlanta.
There you go.
There you go. No, you guys can go F off. Go F off.
Let's see.
That's the hillbilly dialect sneaking back in there.
Yeah, you guys go F off.
My badass this week is the NBA Western Conference. NBA, the Western Conference is doing well for themselves. It's got Jimmy Butler. They got Paul George. So the NBA, the West or the Eastern
Who
Conference
still plays in the East?
Isaiah Thomas, LeBron James, Kyrie Irving. When the West, you have the Warriors, Kawhi Leonard, Jimmy Butler, Paul George, Russell Westbrook, James Harden, Blake Griffin, CP3, all those guys.
Yeah.
When are we gonna see? When are they betting? When's Vegas coming in on that game for next year? All-Star game for next year.
Oh, it's gonna be coming in soon.
I will take the West by 40.
Yes.
Alex.
All right. Moving along here to our. Let's see. I gotta stop, and then there we go. Wait. There we go. Anyways. Bitches, do we want to go the other way here to Shawn?
All right.
Well, I already got the camera on Shawn.
Yeah, we're going to meet. Jeez, you don't have to have the spotlight all the time,
Way to
Dorf.
steal my thunder,
Gosh. All right, my bitch, I'm actually going to go with Rick Porcello.
What'd he do?
Whoa, I'm getting a bat to the face. Watch, he breaks the camera right there. He just knocks it up. Oh. But no.
Wait, who was that? What was the autograph on that one?
That was the Cecil Fielder.
Cecil Fielder.
Oh.
500 home run here.
Heck yeah. But no, I'm actually going to go with Rick Porcello. He's 4-10 with a 5+ ERA right now.
Hey, man. Cy Young last year.
I know, but still.
He Jeff Horned it last year.
Have we ever really seen a Cy Young pitcher drop off this bad?
Yes.
Yeah, Rick Porcello.
Besides Rick Porcello.
You've also seen a guy throw a perfect game and get DFA'd in the same season.
That's true.
Who's that guy from Chicago?
Phil Humber.
Yeah. Yep. You can tell, obviously, this shows how quickly baseball can change and anything.
God, Phil Humber. Isn't he pumping gas somewhere now?
I don't know what he's doing.
I will Google it.
All right. Go ahead. Yours.
Wait, didn't he just serve you your coffee at Starbucks last week?
Sorry, sir. I am a Big B coffee person.
Oh, I thought you went to Starbucks.
No.
No.
I haven't been to Starbucks in a while.
No. You're a Big B coffee guy?
Yes, I like Big B.
No, you can go.
Maybe it's more expensive, believe it or not.
Really? You go with your bitch. Go ahead.
All right, my bitch this week is the NBA.
Why? What'd the NBA ever do to you?
Giving average players like Otto Porter $100 million.
Well,
it's lockout city, man. You can probably sustain this level of insanity for another 3 years, maybe. Something's gonna have to change.
Yep.
You know what I would say?
What?
I would eliminate the individual minimum.
Okay.
Eliminate the individual minimum. Spend $60 million on LeBron James. You know what? You'll increase parity in your league because you know what? Somebody, like say Paul George, it happens next year. Paul George happens to be a free agent. You got a team that's struggling to be relevant like the Utah Jazz. Guess what? They can't offer them any more than anybody else can. Why would anybody ever want to come to Utah? Oh, hey, Paul George, here's $60 million. Come be the face of our franchise. $60 million a year.
There you go.
Come be the face of our franchise. And so everybody else is going to be like, hey, man, this is worth it. Oh, you still have the team hard cap. But you know what? That's how you have free agent parity again, where you don't have to have teams do the 76ers where they blow for a decade in order to stockpile picks and talent. I think you eliminate the individual minimum but keep the team hard cap.
All right.
Or individual maximum, sorry.
For me, I'm going with boxing again. I already just mentioned everything that I needed to mention why boxing's my bitch in the previous segment. So I'm not going to do it again. Boxing though, my bitch of the week. Anyways,
Well, you want to know about Phil Humber right now?
What is Phil Humber doing?
He actually has been doing a lot of mission trips with Brett Carroll over teaching people about how to play baseball and Christianity.
Basketball player?
Isn't it Brett Carroll a former baseball player?
There was Jamie Carroll.
We'll teach you how to. We'll teach you baseball and we'll give you food.
He played for Team USA.
If you read the Bible. Is that what it is?
Yes. He was an outfielder. He was drafted.
The Nationals.
Yep.
Not good for Phil.
And the Royals and the Red Sox and
Sure.
the Florida Marlins and the Pittsburgh Pirates and the Toronto Blue Jays.
Good.
So he got around.
Yeah.
Good for Phil Humber.
Yes. And he lives in Tyler, Texas.
I would have figured that.
And him and Josh Tomlin are best friends.
What do you know? Josh Tomlin's also got a 60 ERA this season.
Yes, sir.
Brett Carroll.
Yeah.
I remember Jamie Carroll. I don't remember.
Yeah,
Brett
Jamie. I
Carroll.
think is Jamie Carroll maybe his brother, because they do look a lot alike.
According to his baseball reference page, where they would normally list a family affiliation, there
Is
is not
not?
one listed.
Oh well.
Brett Carroll, 201 hitter in his career, 288 at-bats. Good for a 1.2 WAR, though. Over 6 seasons, Major League seasons. Appeared in 180 games. Including 92 in 2009 with Florida Marlins. His high watermark for batting average in an individual season was 234. Also featured 3 seasons hitting below 200.
Huh. Good for him.
Including a 1 for 18 in 2008.
Thank you, Dorf.
Good for a negative 26 OPS plus.
Anyways, you guys ready to move on? Or do you want to still keep on talking about Phil Humber?
Phil Humber.
That was Brett Carroll. That's Phil Humber.
Brett Carroll, I'm sorry.
Do you want me to go to the deep dive on the life and times of Phil Humber?
No.
You think that would get people to turn off?
I already found out all they need to know from Shawn.
Yeah, that's plenty enough. I
All right.
think it's time to move on.
All right, you guys. Well, moving on quietly, very, very quietly, the estate of Mr. Joe Paterno dropped their lawsuit against the NCAA when they were, quote, trying to seek the truth regarding the investigation into Paterno himself, stemming from the Free Report and everything that happened with the Jerry Sandusky child sex rapage that happened on that that university while Joe Paterno was the basically the man in charge there, because that's what Joe Paterno was. He was the man in charge. Anyways,
Most influential and powerful person in the state of Pennsylvania, one might argue.
yes, absolutely. They dropped their lawsuit against the NCAA because, you know what? They couldn't find anything. They couldn't find anything to vindicate Joe Paterno's name beyond what was already set out there in the public when it comes to just how big of a dirtbag Joe Paterno was. Because you know what? Within the past month, we've seen Graham Spanier, Tim Curley. There was another guy in there too. I can't remember his name.
All several-month prison sentences?
Yes. Yes. All of those guys are going to jail for
A very long time.
Yep. They're going to jail for not a very long time.
Not a very long time. Just a couple months.
Yes, less than a
That's
year.
a long time to be in jail.
I believe there's going to be some house arrests and there's going to be some heavy fines.
Some probation.
Probation. And you can probably sure bet that if Joe Paterno didn't croak in the 2 months after all of this came out, or the 2 months after he was fired from Penn State, that Joe Paterno himself probably would be facing jail time as well. Dan Wetzel,
Yahoo Sports.
Yep, released a very good article. I believe it was yesterday, entitled "Last-Ditch Effort to Reframe Joe Paterno's Legacy Fizzles Out," which is a perfect way of putting it, because Joe Paterno to this day is the guy that most people seem to be. If you're a Penn State fan, seem to be the guy that most people want to gloss over. And they want to turn their attention to the other guys that got popped in this, which, you know what? They should have. These other guys should have gotten popped for what they didn't do here. But when it comes to a guy like Joe Paterno, and I've said it many, 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 many other times on this show.
You don't say.
Yes. Joe Paterno did the bare minimum to help the most vulnerable in our society continue to get raped in the showers of Penn State by his associate coach, Jerry Sandusky. He sat on his hands and enabled this to happen. Joe Paterno would rather win football games and protect his program than protect the innocence and the safety of vulnerable kids that went onto his campus and went to his associate coaches.
Of his
yes.
football program.
Yep. Because more than one person has come out and said as such. And if that isn't the case, then we are witnessing one of the biggest witch hunts this country has ever seen when it comes to something like this. And I don't think that we're seeing any type of special, circumstance or anything like that. What we are seeing here is a perfect example of perception being reality in all of this. Connecting the dots. Was the free report perfect?
Absolutely not.
No. Was it based a lot on circumstantial evidence? Yep. But you know what? It doesn't take a rocket scientist to connect the dots in all of this and realize that Joe Paterno enabled this whole thing to happen and was complacent when all of this was going down at his school. Now, a lot of people will say that the NCAA overstepped their bounds as well, which they didn't. People they're mentioning this because the NCAA went ahead and punished a non-football incident, a non-athletic incident that was going on at Penn State. And again, I've argued many, many times before that this was absolutely a football incident that took place because it was was for the sake of the football program that guys like Joe Paterno enabled Jerry Sandusky to continue to rape children so that they could still get the best recruits possible out there. That's why this went down. And no, the NCAA didn't give back or didn't lessen the sanctions on Penn State because they figured they overstepped their boundaries. You want to know why the NCAA went back on some of those sanctions? Because they needed Penn State. If I can remember correctly, the Big Ten at that time, one of the big conferences in college football, was shit.
The struggle was real.
Yes. It was shit.
It was very much Big 2, Little 8.
Yep. They needed competition in there. They needed competition for one of their power conferences. And we've seen this before. We've seen the NCAA go easy on a lot of other schools. Could they go and pop Auburn for all the shit that they've done with Cam Newton under their own rules? Probably.
Absolutely.
What did they do against Miami when they had that booster there paying for abortions and paying for strippers?
Wasn't that Louisville?
No, that was Miami. Louisville was another one, though.
Oh, okay.
Louisville was the more recent one.
Okay.
Nothing. They did absolutely nothing. And now they can't do anything because they set the bar. But that's the reason why they went back on the Paterno stuff. They didn't do it because they figured they were screwing over Joe Paterno and they felt bad for his estate or his family or for quote unquote dragging his name through the mud. That wasn't the case here. They did it because they needed another team. They didn't want to just see Ohio State roll the Big Ten. They needed Penn State to get good and get good fast. And the way that things were, it wasn't going to be happening anytime soon. So you know what? There is no saving Joe Paterno's legacy right now. Joe Paterno's legacy is right where it should be. It should be in the mud. It should be burning in hell like I hope he is right now. If you're a religious person. I'm not sure if I believe in hell or not. Maybe I'm agnostic.
You're open to the concept, but not convinced.
Am I agnostic when it comes to something like that? I think that's the correct term. But yeah, Joe Paterno is a dirtbag, and it's about time. It's about time Penn State fans start to realize that. And you know, you can move on from that. Look, I'm not a guy that's going to cheer for Penn State ever again. But you know what? I understand if you're a Penn State fan, you grew up within, that program, you had family that went there, yada, 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 yada. I can understand people being fans still. You don't have to look back on that. You can look to the future. Look to the future on it. You can forget Joe Paterno. Because you know what? It's something that you're not going to be able to move past. Because Joe Paterno is a dirtbag. A dirtbag that enabled Jerry Sandusky to rape kids in his showers and his school and his facilities. So, anyways. Anybody want to jump in? Do you have anything?
I really don't.
No. We love it when you rant about everything because basically you're saying everything that we want to say.
Hey, you know what? My voice needed a break. I did a lot of ranting in our last show.
Yeah, I was going to say Dorf.
Yeah, Dorf. He had a week off, so he had a whole lot.
Yeah, a lot of pent up frustration with the Detroit Tigers.
But anyways, let's do some stupid shit of the week. We've got David Price's ongoing problems with the media. I think I called him the Donald Trump of Major League Baseball the other day. Which I am sticking to that. Because, look, David Price went after Dennis Eckersley.
Nah.
Dennis Eckersley, of all people, who isn't just a media person. Dennis Eckersley, is he in the Hall of Fame? I think he is.
Yes.
Dennis Eckersley, one of the great relief pitchers in Major League Baseball history. Has had to deal with the media before himself in the past. Is part of the media right now. If you want to call a analyst, somebody who's part of the media, which, sure, he is. But not in the sense that, a writer for a newspaper or anything like that may be. But he went and confronted and got into a confrontation with Dennis Eckersley. Because I guess he said that he made a mistake covering first base. And he said something along the lines like, you know what, it happens. It's happened to me before. And I guess David Price took exception to something like that.
Wow.
David Price, you just chill.
Very thin skin.
Chill out, dude.
Yeah.
Look, you're
That is Trumpian levels of thin skin.
You're a smart guy. You're a good pitcher. You don't need to be doing this to yourself. You really don't. You are wearing out.
Learn from the lessons of times past.
Yeah.
Do not pick fights.
Did you notice how much he's changed since he went to Boston?
Well, he was
always a grumpy SOB.
But he always kept it to himself, but now it's just, he's like an open book.
Go
no one watched Tampa Bay games.
Go ask Lynn Henning about that too.
Learn from the mistakes of those who came before you. Do not pick fights with people who, by ink, bite the barrel.
or in this case, airtime by the barrel. it's you can't do it. You can't do it. And you know
They
what?
get to spin a narrative 24/7, 365, where you only get time when they give it to you.
You guys, is it in David Price's best interest now to get out of Boston? Is it safe to say that maybe
He's got 5 years left on it.
I know.
5.5 years left on the deal.
Is it safe to say though that maybe he can't handle the media in Boston? He needs to go.
He's got 200 million reasons to figure it out.
He needs to go to a place like Tampa Bay where the media scrutiny
You're
is.
going to get $200 million from a team like Tampa Bay or Milwaukee or
Can Dave Dombrowski deal the contract?
Maybe.
probably.
I think maybe.
Prince Fielder got dealt, so
Yeah.
there you go.
I think maybe it's time. But that's our stupid shit of the week. Anything else, guys, on David Price?
Nope.
I hate to tell athletes to just shut up and play sports.
Play sports
David.
ball?
Yeah, David Price, just shut up and pitch.
I'm like, just do your job. Do what you're supposed to be
You know
good
what?
at.
I am you and I guarantee, not as much about you. We have conversations about this all the time. Athletes use your platform.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's part of what comes along with it. But David, it's one thing to use your platform. It's the other thing to pick fights with people that buy ink by the barrel.
Yes.
Just if you're gonna
If you're gonna pick
if you're gonna take that much flack for something, at least make it worth it.
Or like when you're going up against a fight against somebody, make sure you know who you're dealing with.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. Our fan question tonight, it was currently who has the best chance to take down the Warriors.
What are our options?
Well, on Twitter it was the Cavs, the Rockets, the Thunder, or somebody else. And currently, right now, there's actually 19 hours and 27 minutes left to vote. The Rockets are ahead with 45% of the vote. Coming in second is actually someone else. And then the Cavs, and then the Thunder.
Really?
And let's see, do I have... And somebody else added the Spurs to that. Which is fair. I'm okay with that. But
Spurs would be my selection.
Spurs would be yours.
I said Thunder.
I'm gonna go with the Thunder too.
Mhm.
I'm gonna go. Yeah, I'm gonna go with the Thunder too.
Mhm.
Just.
The only reason I would argue for the Spurs is I think that's the only coach in the NBA, Greg Popovich, that will not be outcoached by Steve Kerr or whoever.
Billy Donovan.
Yeah, that's true. Do make a good point.
Yeah, it's a good point.
Coaching isn't much in professional sports.
I
Maybe that X factor. I mean, not that it looks like the Warriors are going to be beatable, but
fucking team is ridiculous, man.
Mm-hmm.
It is ridiculous. I mean, you've got Iguodala coming back now.
That's
3 years.
You've got Steph Curry signing the deal that he did. I mean, you're gonna.
He's getting $40 million a year.
You're gonna have.
It's $500,000 a game.
You're gonna have.
That's ridiculous.
You're gonna have Kevin Durant signing at the end of the month. Who's the next guy?
Is it one of those that Durant's just like sign everybody else and give me everything else that's left over?
Maybe.
How much more time does Klay Thompson have left?
I think he has like 2 more years.
I believe it's the final year of his deal.
Is it? Okay.
Okay, so he may be the first guy that goes. Is it safe to say that Klay Thompson, they can't...
Free agent at season's end.
Okay, is it safe to say that he's probably not going to be coming back?
No.
Pretty safe.
Okay. So this is it for Klay Thompson on the Warriors.
So what?
Yeah, okay.
He's going to have a couple rings and a shit
it's
ton
not
of money.
and he's gonna go get paid fat somewhere else. I guarantee it.
You know where they're probably going to go? You know, I think this is all going to end up?
Los Angeles?
Lakers, yep.
Lake Show.
I think he's going to be joining Paul George with the Lakers.
So Paul
Mhm.
George. Who's going to be left on the team at that point?
Is LeBron going to go there?
No. I don't think. I think Brandon Ingram and Paul George would be a very interesting, 3-4 combo.
Yeah. I think that could work.
Yeah.
So Gordon Hayward's not going to be a free agent because he's going to sign with whoever he signs with this year.
Yeah.
Which I'm not quite sure where he's going to go. I've got to say,
I saw a report coming out today that Miami's a dark horse leader.
I know Miami's making a big pitch for Hayward. I kind of still think he's going to go to Boston, though, because Boston has already missed out on Paul George. I have to favor
Brad Stevens Butler connection.
Oh, good call.
You forgot about that?
I did. I totally forgot about that.
Mm-hmm. College coach in there.
Yeah. I'm a Butler fan, too.
Come on.
Oh, well. But yeah, no, that's a good point. You would think that Boston would be in the lead for this.
I think he is. He was there for a couple days.
Yeah. And they had they almost beat Duke. Was that Gordon Hayward's shot that rimmed out? I think it was.
And they beat Michigan State in the national championship.
I was at that game.
I like how quickly you said that.
Well, I was kind of cheering for Michigan State at the time. When that was going on, I think I was the only person in the building cheering for Michigan State, I think.
Wasn't it in Indianapolis, too?
Yeah. Yep.
Fucking home game.
No, it was. You had the student section and then me.
I just hope both teams have fun.
And I was wearing my Eastern shirt too.
Oh, jeez, that's
Fly, Eagles, fly.
That's not.
Our basketball games draw 12 people.
Hey, beat Michigan a couple years ago.
Our football games draw 17
Yes,
people.
you did.
Hey, scored a touchdown against Michigan a couple years ago. It was leading against Michigan a couple of years ago for like the first
6 minutes.
Yeah, 6 minutes. That was the Brady Hoke era.
Oh yay!
Let's see here. Let's see, final. We're getting the TMSNX extra news. Total punches landed on the opponent. I know you went over this already, Dorf, between in the Pacquiao.
It's not even close.
For Pacquiao, 62 and 86 on either side of the head. That's how many he got. 20 and 15. 20 on the left side of the body, 15 on the right. Jeff Horn, 32 and 31 on both sides of the head, 18 and 12 on both sides of the chest. That's what we saw here. That's what we saw. And like we said earlier, too, boxing is dying, and you know what? At this point right now, it may be good riddance. Good riddance. Do you guys want to hear Jeff Horn call out Manny Pacquiao?
Yes.
Sure. What do you say?
This guy sounds like a bitch, too. I'm sorry. He does. I'm going to go in here.
Look around. Quick thing first. This is just having a bit of dig overseas.
Is that
Floyd
Horn?
Mayweather.
Yeah.
If this is no joke, which one does he want? The walking stick or the gloves? Yeah! Come have a real fight.
Oh, my God.
My balls haven't dropped yet.
Oh my!
I knew something like that was coming. I was gonna let one of you guys take care of it.
That's why I asked. I was like, "Is that Horn talking?"
Hello.
I would like to have
I'm
him
Jeff
and
Horn's-
Mike Tyson have a conversation in between each other.
I'm Jeff Horn's little baby son.
Oh my gosh!
I'm 9.
Oh.
My daddy told me to say this.
Look, I hate Mayweather. I do. The guy's a douchebag. Mayweather. Can you imagine Floyd Mayweather going up against this guy? Keep in mind, Floyd Mayweather is the guy that handled Manny Pacquiao.
Yeah.
If you want to add something to this here, All-Star rosters are out for the MLB.
Oh, yeah?
Just out, if you want me to get them to you.
Just the starters?
Both. Starters and reserves.
Give us the starters.
All right, starters for the AL. We've got Salvador Perez behind the plate, Justin Smoke at first, Altuve at second, Jose Ramirez at third base, Carlos Correa at short, George Springer in right field, Mike Trout, who's not going to be able to play, technically in center, Aaron Judge in right, Corey Dickerson is the designated hitter. I do have the pitching staffs and reserves. NL starters are at catcher, Buster Posey, first base, Ryan Zimmerman, Daniel Murphy at second, Arenado at third, Zach Cozart at short. Outfield is Bryce Harper, Charlie Blackmon, and Marcell Ozuna.
Nice.
Nice.
Yeah, the pitching staffs?
Yep.
Okay.
For the American League, we have Chris Sale, Irvin Santana, Jason Vargas, Corey Kluber, Dallas Keuchel, Luis Seravino, Yu Darvish, Michael Fulmer, Lance McCullers, Andrew Miller, Craig Kimbrell, and Dellin Betances.
You can take off Dallas Keuchel.
Yeah, true.
He's not going to be back till after the All-Star game.
And I can't find the NL staff.
I'm guessing Max Scherzer. It's probably going to be one of them.
Yeah, probably. Give me a second.
Bartolo Colon.
He's not. It doesn't. Yeah,
No.
I got nothing.
Nothing. Okay,
Nothing.
that's okay. That's okay, Dorf. It was a valiant effort. You let us all down.
Oh,
That,
maybe, yes. Got it.
no?
Maybe,
Yes?
Maybe. Nope.
Yes?
Nope.
All right. It's okay,
Nope.
like I said.
Nope.
It's okay.
I'm disappointed.
You let us down, but it's
I
fine.
know. It's nothing new. It's all good.
It's this damn internet.
I know.
Yeah, I can't find it.
It
Sorry.
must be a PC thing because my apples are working just fine. I said my apples too.
Your apples are working fine.
Do you want to hear? Do you guys want to hear Stephen A. Smith sound like an idiot though when he was talking about
Yes.
the
When
judges?
doesn't he sound like an
Actually,
idiot?
I got it.
Oh,
What-
come
what-
on.
what do you have?
Yeah,
The-
come on, Dorf. Come on.
Jesus.
You have the rosters now.
I do.
Okay, go ahead.
All right, NL pitching staff: Kershaw, Scherzer, Robbie Ray, Zach Greinke, Carlos Martinez, Strasburg, Kenley Jansen, Greg Holland, Wade Davis, Brad Hand, Corey Knebel, and Pat Neshek.
I bet
Was
the
it-
National League wins.
Wasn't Robbie Ray a quarterback for the Edmonton Eskimos in the CFL?
Nobody was at one time a Detroit Tigers prospect.
Just sworn there was a Robbie Ray in the CFL at one point
I will
too.
look it up. ROBBY or IE?
I don't know. It's the CFL.
Yeah, come on, Dorf.
Have you been watching any of their? Have you been
There's a
watching
Billy Ray in football.
Billy Ray Cyrus?
No.
My achy breaky heart.
Did you see they're broadcasting a lot of the CFL games on ESPN? Have you been watching Dorf?
No. There's a Billy Ray Johnson who's a member of the Indiana University football operations staff.
Don't care. Unless he plays for the Edmonton Eskimos or
Yeah.
the Winnipeg
And
Blue
there's a
Bombers.
Billy Ray, a walk-on offensive lineman at Virginia Tech.
Do you guys know the name of the CFL Ottawa team?
No.
You don't?
It's not the Eskimos, is it?
No, that's the Edmonton Eskimos.
Ottawa.
It's the stupidest. It's the stupidest name. of the world.
Ottawa.
Saskatchewan Rough Riders.
Yes.
Yetis.
There used to be an Ottawa Rough Riders too at the
Toronto
same time.
Argonauts.
The Montreal Alouettes, the Hamilton Tiger Cats,
Yes.
which is pretty stupid itself. The BC Lions,
I don't-
the
I don't-
Calgary
Yeah.
Stampeders,
What's the one that we're trying to guess?
and the Ottawa Red Blacks.
The Red Blacks?
They're called the Red Blacks.
What?
What does that mean?
I don't know.
We're red blacks. What is a red black? Let's see if Urban Dictionary's got a great answer for us. What is a red black? It doesn't have a
It's because nobody knows what it
name.
is.
Doesn't mean anything.
All right, you guys want to hear Stephen A. Smith?
Sure.
Yes, I've been waiting for this.
Heard all before. I got a list. You have another list. I got another list. And these are the officials. These are the judges. These are the judges that robbed Manny Pacquiao tonight. Waleska rolled in. She scored it. I think it's a she. She scored it 117, 111. I'm assuming, ladies and gentlemen. I'm not
Sounds
assuming
like
that
Shawn
there's a
trying to
man
say
named
Atlanta.
Waleska, okay? That's just me. Then you had the two judges,
I'll give you
Chris
an
Flores and Ramon
Atlanta.
Serdan. They scored it 115, 113. I'm wondering what fight they were watching. It's not the same fight that I saw. And listen,
And I saw.
They saw.
What else do we have here? Oh, we got one more. Did you guys see the tweet that Donald Trump?
It's pretty lame. Well, that's your headline for it.
It is. It's,
That's a lot of. Oh yes, this one.
yeah.
The old thing with him when he was it WWF then?
Yeah, it was WWE.
Is that Stone Cold?
Yes.
It was just so look. There's no victims in any of this. Everybody knows that Donald Trump hates the media.
Donald Trump is advocating violence against the media.
Look, if any this tweet is incredibly lame.
But
you know,
it so fits meme culture though.
you know what this is
It's a
too.
great meme.
This
It's a great meme though.
This gets archived.
As an official public statement from the President
Yes,
of the
it
United
does.
States.
That is the lamest thing about this. It is that is the lamest thing about this.
It is lame sauce.
Anyways.
Sounds good, doesn't work.
Anyways, anything else, you guys?
No. Sir, you are fake news. We got to get a fake news drop and add to the soundboard.
We do.
We need to.
We will, maybe. I don't like Donald Trump though.
But it's funny. It's a great meme.
Yeah. It is. Kind of. But that's going to do it this week, you guys. Majors Live, episode 294. Also, before I forget, make sure you give us your money, your hard-earned money.
Give us all your cash.
Give us your hard-earned money over on Patreon. Help out.
For those who don't, let me explain what Patreon is real quick.
Go ahead.
It is a monthly. We have it set up as monthly donations, not per use, right?
I don't know. You need to go in there and
Double
figure it
check
out.
that.
Yes.
Okay, monthly subscription service. So essentially, it sets up that the first day of every month, you can choose to donate as much as you'd like. And that comes right off whatever credit card you set up, and that is to help support your favorite creators. Not only us are on there, but there's a lot of people on there that could use, your financial backing, especially if small independent creators like ourselves look to, monetize what we do here. So yeah, it's fun, but give us your money.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
And this would be a great time to do the Stewie Griffin with Brian thing. Where's my money? Where's my money?
Where's my money?
You got till 5 o'clock.
You got till 5 o'clock,
5
man.
o'clock, man.
5 o'clock. Clean yourself up.
It'd be a great time for that drop.
But yes,
We should put together something with that for our for a post roll that we just add to it after this that goes up after it's live stream.
Patreon.com/majors. Check it out. If you can donate some money, we'd greatly appreciate it. But yeah, do it. Or you can. We've got a tip jar over at PayPal, which you can get to on our website as well, majors.net. So, anyways, until next week, Dorf, Shawn, Adam. Have a great 4th of July, everybody.
Happy
Stay
Independence
safe.
Day.
Don't blow your hands off
Or eyeballs.
or eyeballs. Bye for now.